Here's what my legal counsel had to say. There's no doubt we're gonna win, and it's time to go all in. No need to hold back, they're gonna sink, we're gonna swim. And they're bound to lose the case, 'cause their argument's so thin. We're gonna knock them out, gonna sit them down, we're gonna nail them on the chin. And I hope my counsel doesn't let me down again.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Very excited to have you here. Today I'm going to be talking about the second factor in great negotiations. Anybody recognize this background? Give you a second to think about it. You know, I should make that a trivia question. Don't you think? Maybe every week have that be. This is the London Tower in London. Is that right?
Tower Bridge.
The Tower Bridge, sorry. I've got my crew here. Carl, can't you remember anything for any more than 10 seconds? The Tower Bridge in London. All right, before we get started, business from last week, of course. A chance to win attitude, ability in the 80-20 rule. The category was talking in code, and the question was, in the Matrix films, where do they get those falling green characters from? Where do they come from? They come from the first Chinese IBM user's manual. Do they come from Mongolian burial instructions? Or are they Japanese sushi recipes? And most everybody got it, so I'm assuming you looked it up before you sent me the email. Japanese sushi recipes, that was our answer. So, congratulations to our three winners. You're each going to get a copy of Attitude, Ability, and the 80-20 rule. Okay? So, there you go. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this before, but if you've already won a prize in one of these video clips, you're not eligible to win. Got to spread the wealth around. Or the same people are going to win every time because you're fast and you're smart. So I got to spread the wealth around a little bit, so you can still answer the question, but you're not eligible to win a prize, just so you know. And we are keeping track, so there you go. All right, well, let's get into it. Last time we talked about three critical factors in negotiation, and the first one was knowledge. And I mentioned I give us an A on that because we pretty much know our claim. The next one I'm going to have to give us a B- on or so, and that is empathy. Empathy. Why would empathy be important in claims negotiations? Now, I'm not saying empathy is important in negotiating everything. Maybe it's not necessary when you're negotiating the price of a house or something. But in claims, the expert negotiators I talked to all said it's extremely important and probably the most important. Why? We're not travel agents. We're not booking people on a cruise. We're not selling washing machines. Our customers have had something bad happen to them. They didn't want it, they didn't like it, they didn't ask for it. And so empathy can be an important factor when you're negotiating with people. And very oftentimes I don't hear that from claims people. When I talk to them, they'll always say, oh yeah, I provide empathy. Oh yeah, sure I do. But then I just don't hear it very much when I'm monitoring calls. And if everybody's doing it, like they say, I should hear it more than I do, which is rarely. Matter of fact, I was talking to one adjuster and he talked about how much empathy he's always providing. And I happened to monitor him that day. And he calls up this customer and says, hey, I've been assigned to handle your claim. I understand you had a fire in your attic. Do you know how it got started? And he just barrels right into it. I'm thinking, well, okay, that was okay. But, you know, maybe slow down for a second. You know, instead of maybe I've been assigned to handle your claim, you know, I've been assigned to help you with your claim. And maybe something along the lines of, you know, Mr. Smith, I've been assigned to handle your claim, or I've been assigned to help you with your claim. Maybe something along the lines of, I understand that you had a fire loss in your house. And let me just start off by saying I know that's probably very difficult for you. I'm sure it's very upsetting to have a fire in your house, and I'm sorry that even had to happen to you. I've been assigned to help you through that, and I'd like to go ahead and get started. It says here it started in the attic. Is that right? Can you tell me about it? You know, maybe an extra 8.5 seconds to provide a little empathy. Everybody always says they're doing it, but I don't hear it very much. If I'm going to negotiate about an injury, I'm going to negotiate with someone whose arm got broken, while I'm talking to them, maybe just start off by saying, I'm sorry this even had to happen to you. Having a broken arm has got to be very difficult, and I'm sorry you've had to go through a lot. My job is to make sure you're fairly compensated, so if you don't mind, I'll take you through the steps of how we evaluate claims like yours. A little empathy. We're human beings. And as a matter of fact, one of the things we're going to learn, oftentimes empathy, is to just show someone you understand what they're going through. It's not sympathy. It's not feeling sorry for the person. It's not saying, oh, I know how you feel. And by the way, you should never say, I know how you feel to somebody. Because as soon as you say, I know how you feel, guess what they'll say? Oh, no, you don't. Right. But we can understand they feel that way. And that's empathy. So understand that they had a difficult time. Not we felt it like they did, but we understand they had a difficult time. And by the way, like I said, we're going to talk about the fact that that is probably the most effective way to change someone's mind, is to show them you understand their point. To show someone, I appreciate what you went through, and I appreciate what you're saying about your car. I appreciate what you're talking about your roof on your house, or if it's workers' comp, I understand, the issue you had in rehab. Just to show people you understand what they went through can be a big factor, because a lot of times when we're negotiating with people, they're in an emotional state of mind. They're not in a logical state of mind like we talked about before. They're using the word feel all the time. And empathy can be a big part of that. I can understand you feel that way. I can understand that frustration. And if we don't do that in claims, oftentimes people don't believe that we appreciate what they went through. And because of that, now they want more money. Since they don't get the empathy out of us, they start demanding more money, and they use money as a factor of how much we care. So it can be a very big stumbling block to not provide empathy. It can be a big barrier. So like I said, I'd have to give us a B, maybe B minus, somewhere in there, because I hear it sometimes, but I don't hear it enough, given the fact that we're in the business of customer service. We're in the business of dealing with people where they had something bad happen to them. Now, again, if you're a litigation adjuster and negotiating with an attorney, obviously that's not as critical. Okay, maybe you might say, hey, I'm sorry this happened to your client, but that might be about it. But when you're negotiating with the person who suffered the loss themselves, empathy is a big part of that. And we want to make sure that people understand, that we understand what they're going through and that it's difficult, because that we gain credibility through that. We gain credibility by being able to let people know we understand their situation. Okay, the third one we're going to deal with next time, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to underscore the power of empathy. Matter of fact, when we talk about the maxims of negotiations, one of the maxims has to do with having people listen to you. And at the very first episode of this series, I talked about what would make your job easier. And one thing that makes a job easier is that people are listening to you. And a big way to get people to listen to you is to first show them you understand where they're coming from. First, hear them out. First, show them you understand what they're going through. That way they can start to listen to you, because you want to bring up the facts, but we got to get over that emotion first. Okay? All right, I'll do our third one next time. Before we go, let's have a little fun if we can. As always, call me if I can help in any way. Send me an email. I'll be happy to respond. I'll answer any questions you have, go over any information you'd like, and even role play with you if you'd like. All right, let's do it. Another sponsorship by our friends at Latitude. Thank you. If you're looking for subrogation services, they're the best. Awesome Claims Customer Service, which is interesting. This is a book I wrote. Guess who co-authored it with me? John Cassia, the president of Latitude Subrogation. So they know customer service too. All right, here it comes. We're going to talk about Blondie, one of my favorite bands. All right, the popular 70s and 80s band Blondie had many top 10 hits, including 4 number ones. Here's the question though. Blondie got their name from what? From Marilyn Monroe, from truckers yelling, "Hey Blondie," at Deborah Harry, or comic character Blondie. Where did Blondie get their name? Where did they borrow it from or bring it in from or something like that? Marilyn Monroe, truckers yelling, "Hey Blondie," or the comic character Blondie. All right, the first 3 people that send me the correct answer, you're going to get that book, Awesome Claims Customer Service. All right? All right. When we come back the next time, we're going to talk about our third factor in being an expert negotiator, the third critical factor. All right? Take care. All right, well, if you like these videos, please hit the like button. Also, please subscribe. And if you would like to be notified when we do put up a new video, please choose the All button under Notifications.
Welcome to our fun claims unit. We make new friends every day. We are always smiling and happy. Where our work just seems like play. Welcome to our fun claims unit. We make new friends every day. We are always smiling and happy. Where work just seems like play. Welcome to our unit.